There were some great performances in this test, but there was also some underwhelming performances, but in particular, great performances, highlighting some to name a few. Mitchell Starc and Joe Root, just to name a couple. And in here, we're going to be doing our series that we started off last week and we did last year, where we're going to be giving player ratings for each player from the second test. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Here is where, like I said, we're going to be giving a player rating for each player's performance in the second test, where the Aussies got it done quite comfortably inside 4 days in the end. And if you haven't already watched or listened to the recap that I did, make sure you go back and listen to that. And if you don't know what this is about, or make sure you go and watch the video where I did the first test player ratings as well, because this is one that has was voiced that they would like to bring it back. It was very much enjoyed last season when it was Australia v India over the summer. So I brought it back, and last week did some decent numbers and got some good feedback. So we'll be continuing it all through the summers, and make sure you're following all our social medias too, because I'm starting to post a fair few skits. So get around that. But player ratings, let's not waste any time getting into it. As I just pull up something, getting into it, let's start off with the Aussies. Let's go. Right, so the first one to start off, we're going to do it in batting order, as we always do. The rankings on the tier list is S, A, B, C. And I don't know why it says D, because we're going to change it right now straight to F. That would have been because didn't have a player in there originally when I was putting the tier list together, and I had to refresh it, which then resets the tier list. So it's S, A, B, C, and it goes straight to an F. So you don't even really want to be in a C. A C is like that 5 mark, but anything below a 5 is really kind of a fail. So we'll start off with the Aussies and start off with Jake Weatherald. And geez, wasn't he impressive, especially in that first innings. That 72 he made, was really disappointed he couldn't go on and get the 100. Thought he thoroughly disturbed it. Was struck down by Jofra Archer again, LBW. But he played all his shots, looked really confident when he was doing it. And then he 17 not out in the second innings when he was when they were chasing the Aussies, trying to get when they went for the win, and even stood up for Steve Smith and showed he has a bit of bite about him at a bit of a mature age of 30, 29, 30, one of them. He has a bit of bite about him, gave it back to Jofra Archer, but at the same time, I don't like saying this, but I didn't mind Ben Stokes' response too, and he's like, geez, you make 70 odd and start chatting away. But for me, Jake Weatherald, I'm going to put in the A column, Jake Weatherald. I thought he was really impressive to bounce back the way he did from that first test. It's probably nearly a B performance, but the bounce back to me is an A-like performance. Now, Travis Head didn't get as big as a performance he did the first test. It was always going to be hard to top that. 33, 22, and none for one. Got starts, building some really good partnerships. Obviously, we mentioned Jake Weatherald before. He had a real Jake Weatherald got off the front foot early in that first innings, and then Travis Head did catch up to him. Nothing amazing. I'm in between a B and a C here. If there was a middle ground, that's probably where he would go. I might chuck him. This might sound harsh, but I might chuck him in the C column just for this one. Next up, we have got Marnus Labuschagne, and I thought Marnus in that first innings, another one who couldn't quite go on it, but I thought was really impressive. Took a really nice catch in the field as well, 2 catches a game, 65 and 3. I'm liking this confident batting style, Marnus. I think 100 is just around the corner for him, and I was really impressed with the way he batted, so he can go straight in the B column for me. Steve Smith, really, really impressive, Steve Smith. 61 in that first innings, another one who could have gone on to it, didn't. Then 23 not out off 9 balls in the second innings. Obviously had that little scouse with Jofra Archer, but showed that even fired him up more. Jofra Archer's ball 150 ahead, and he's rocked back and put him for 6, and then finished it off in style as well. 23 off 9. But another thing that was so impressive, he took 5 catches of the game, obviously, and he slips caught, and one of them was an absolute ripper, one of the better ones that you will see from Steve Smith. So it's nearly an S performance, but I think it's an A performance, but it's on top of Jake Weatherald in the A column. Next up, we got Cameron Green. Now, I'm going to be really harsh on Cameron Green here. I thought he just threw his wicket away. It was a very, very disappointing and stupid shot. It was actually disgusting the way he threw his wicket away because he was looking so well, driving on the front foot, pulling away for his 45. Obviously, then got hit on the hand, but he opened up the stuff. I actually don't know what he was, obviously, well, he was trying to open up the offside to have his own little swing at it. But as soon as they did that, was it Brighton Cast who got him, just saw that and then attacked the stumps and took his stumps out of the ground. But he looked really good for his 45, but they're none for 43 off 8 with the ball and none for 15 off 5. I think he might have to go on the top of C just purely for the way he threw his wicket away. If he'd gone on to make a 50, there's no doubt a B. And if he had gotten a wicket with the ball, I would happily put him in the B column, but he wasn't able to grab a wicket. Might be a bit harsh. Let me know if you think that's a bit harsh, but I'm all for it. Cameron Green's innings in that first innings, he looked phenomenal until going out. Now, this might be topical. Next up is Alex Carey. Beautifully batted 63, but what was most impressive was he took 7 catches, and the one he took off Michael Neser was absolutely phenomenal. Alex Carey's glove work has been out of this world to start this series. Ian Healy has gone on record saying he is the best wicketkeeper in the world, and I couldn't agree more. And this might be topical, but he's our first S-tier player from the second test. I thought the way he keeping up to the stumps of Michael Neser, who's bowling 130s, and that take to get Ben Stokes out, shaped the game. And not only was it a really good catch, but shaped the game because Ben Stokes and Will Jacks were the ones building the partnership. Ben Stokes was on 50, was looking to play a more conservative type of play. And you could see when Ben Stokes got out how frustrated he was with it. And that was such a key moment. So that performance by Alex Carey is one we'll remember for a while. That catch is one that will be remembered at the end of this series. When the Aussies hold up the urn, that moment will be remembered. So he goes into the S tier for me. Next up is Josh Inglis. Obviously brought in, batted at number 7, which was a bit surprising. Put together 23, but in the field was absolutely electric, and that run out he got was absolutely phenomenal. If we just pull it up right now, I'm just trying to remember exactly who it was. I think he might have got Joe Root, was it? Was it Joe Root? No, sorry, Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes. I knew it was Ben Stokes and Joe Root batting together. Joe Root was not out, obviously. But yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. That nearly gives it a B tier in itself, but I'm just going to chuck him in the bottom of C tier for mine. I think he probably goes out at the end of this test as well. It's good to see Pat Cummins be added to it, and Jai Richardson back from injury, just a little bit off topic, being added to the squad. So Pat Cummins was added earlier today, but it's been noted that Jai Richardson has also been added, which is really good to see. So much potential, just injuries had really broken him down. Next up, we got Michael Neser, and what a performance Michael Neser had in particular in the second innings. Took the new ball at the start of both innings. 1 for 43 from his 15 overs in the first innings. 5 for 42 from 16.2 in the second innings was the reason that they were able to get England out for that little. Bowled beautifully and also took 2 catches and also made 16. I'm going to give Michael Neser an A tier column, especially for that second innings. That was absolutely phenomenal. What a moment, and it's going to be really hard, as I've mentioned. You would have saw in the recap episode that I did after the game, or on the Insta, TikTok, you name it, YouTube Shorts, you would have saw that I said it's going to be really hard to drop him. Like, how can you drop him? But he's probably going to have to make way, which is really unlucky. Obviously brought in because growing up in Brisbane, pink ball specialist, and it turned out to be a really great call. But is this the end of the summer now? Does he take a 5-for and then have to sit it out for the rest? We'll have to wait and see. Next up is back-to-back player of the matches, and it is Mitchell Starc, and he's the next player that goes in the S tier. Mitchell Starc at the bright age of 34. Let's just get that right. I know I've said it before, but I keep thinking he's 35, but I have a feeling he's 34. Let's have a look. No, 35. Yeah, so 36 in late January. He's just he doesn't look like he's slowing down at all. Absolutely dominant with the ball in the first inning. 6 for 75 again off 20 overs. A wicket in the first over again. 2 for 47 off 17 in the second innings. But no, I'm looking at. I was looking at Scott Boland there for a thing, but then was the pick of the batter for the Aussies in the end, and really put on a really good partnership with Scott Boland, and was the reason they were able to continue to post that score of 500. Where are we? 511 was a key pillar in that 77 top scoring, showing that he's more than a number 9 batsman. Mitchell Starc straight in the S tier for me. I can't wait to see what the rest of this series, already 18 wickets in this series from the 2 matches. Has he got the player of the series locked in the bag already? It is a great question, because I think he might, unless something dramatic happens. But Mitchell Starc, S tier, not a shadow of a doubt there. Next up, we got Scotty Boland, who was really good with the bat as well, with the ball. 1 for 87 off 19 in the first innings, 2 for 47 off 17 overs in the second innings, but then 21 not out off 72 balls. Just really hung around there and played a key role while Mitchell Starc waited for his right ball to put away he so often did with his 77. But Scotty Boland played just as a crucial role with being able to hang around for 72 balls. So purely for that performance, I'm going to put Scotty Boland in the B tier. Last but not least, for the Aussies, we got Brendan Doggett. Just a wicket in both innings, 1 for 81 from 15.2, 1 for 56 from 17 in the second innings, and 13 with the bat. I think he just goes in a respectful C. I don't think any of the Aussies failed, but he goes in the C column. All right, now let's get into the England cricket team. Starting off with the English cricket team is the opener, Zach Crawley, and really bounced back from that first test where it was really disappointing the way he batted. I thought he batted really well, particularly in the first innings, just falling short of a century. 76 from 93 and 44 from 59. Behind Joe Root, he was the pick of the batters. So I'm actually going to give him, I nearly said an A, but I'm going to give him a B tier for that one. Next up is opening batter, Ben Duckett, Golden Duck, and 15 from 18. This might sound harsh, but I'm actually going to, I didn't mean to do that. I'm put Ken Green in there, but I'm going to, where's he gone? I'm going to put Ben Duckett in the F tier. First person joining the F tier. Just looks like, especially in the first test, he got starts. For this time, it didn't even really look like he was getting starts. So for that reason, he goes in the F tier for mine. Ollie Pope, 0 from 3 and 26 from 32. That second innings probably saves him from an F tier, but he's going just in a C tier. Nothing to write home about there. Next up is Joe Root. Well done to Joe Root, first 100 in Australia. He can tick that off his resume. He's got the second most runs in cricket, Test cricket history, one of the all-time greats. And the way he batted, I said it, I've already talked about it in the recap, but the way he batted, it showed that he doesn't have, England, you don't have to play baseball all the time. He waited for his right ball, and I just loved seeing Joe Root drive the ball, whether it was through the covers or straight down the ground. It was such a beautiful thing to watch. So 138 not out off 206, and only 15 in the second innings, but first 100 in Australia, it's an S tier worthy performance, without a doubt, for Joe Root. Well done again, and Joe Root for his first 100 in Australia. Harry Brooks next up. First innings looked like he got to a start. 31 from 33 before he was dismissed. Then 15 from 21 in the second innings to go along with a catch. I think it's just a C performance to my liking. Never really got off the leash. Could have probably put a bit more damage in that first innings, but wasn't able to. But he's one I'm still very nervous about if he gets off the leash in any one of these tests. He's the type of player that can rip a game apart like a Ben Stokes, but I think Harry Brooks a bit more damaging, especially with the bat. He's definitely one that the Aussies will not want to take lightly. Speaking of him, the skipper, Ben Stokes, 19 from 49 the first inning. As I mentioned, played a really crucial role before going out to a blinder of a catch by Alex Carey, 50 from 152. Really dug in and played proper test cricket alongside Will Jacks. Waited for his right ball to put away and took 3 wickets in the first innings, but was expensive. 3 for 113. I get it, a lot of the bowlers were expensive, but he didn't bowl amazing. 3 for 113 from 24 and a catch. I think it has to be a B tier because he's taken a 3 far. He's made a 50. But yeah, it's a B tier for them. But he won't be, just because he got 3, he won't be necessarily over the moon with that bowling performance. And he would have liked to go on with that batting performance in the second innings. As soon as he went out, he knew innings was over. Next up is Jamie Smith. And before, I don't even need to question this, he is straight in the F tier. I heard a lot about Jamie Smith coming over this summer. In particular, Michael Vaughan. Loves Jamie Smith. Has a really good batting record. I think I searched up. He's averaging like 48 in Test cricket, Jamie Smith, the bat. But he hasn't played over here yet. He hasn't played, and geez, is he struggling. What is it? Second ball duck and 4 from 11, and took the 4 catches for keeping, but dropped an absolute sitter that should have got Travis Head out a lot earlier than it did. Absolute sitter. His keeping's below par at the moment. His batting is very much below par. So there is no other spot than going in the F tier for Jamie Smith. Spoke about this bloke briefly before, but brought into the the side for this test, Will Jacks, as a bowling or batting all-rounder, batting at 8, 19 from 31 in the first innings, but then was really crucial in that second innings with a partnership alongside Ben Stokes, 41 from 92, and was probably one of the pick of the bowlers for a comedy rate-wise for England in the first innings, 1 for 34 from 11.3. So I think Will Jacks was solid, and I'm going to actually put him in the B column purely for that second innings performance with the bat. His technique was really good, obviously known as a T20 and 100 player around the circuit, but showed he can dial it down and go to test match cricket as well. But that's, yeah, I knew about him in T20 cricket format, but I hadn't seen him at test level, and I was very interested to see, and I heard a lot of people kind of shit on his spin bowling, but I thought he bowled reasonably well, and that batting performance I thought was really crucial in that partnership with Ben Stokes. So he goes in the B tier for me. Next up we've got is Gus Atkinson, who I thought was actually really good in the first, reasonably well in the first innings, only taking the 1 wicket for 114 from 28, but bowled well. And the second innings took the only 2 wickets in the second innings as the Aussies chased it down very, very comfortably. Then took the 1 catch in the field. It just has to be a C tier performance for my liking though. Next up is Bryden Cast. Now, 4 for 152 from 29 overs in the first innings. I think it has to be a B tier performance purely because he's just taken the 4. Very, very expensive, but he has taken the 4 wickets, so we've got to give credit to that. Be interesting to see if there's any bowling changes coming into this third test, though. Josh Tongue, Matthew Potts are in the wings, so be interesting to see if there's any changes. Obviously, Mark Wood's been ruled out of the rest of the series, as has Josh Hazlewood, so be interesting to see. And last but not least is Jofra Archer. Now, part of me out of pity wants to put him in the F. Part of me out of pity wants to put him in the F. 1 for 87 in the first. 1 for 87 in the first innings from 25. None for 28 from 5 in the second innings when he had that little stoush with Steve Smith. 38 from 36. Now, that is what's picking me up for not wanting to put him in the F tier. That is what's wanting to put me up. And then 5 not out 9. Is he? And that was low-key embarrassing. We've talked about it on the recap episode, what he did. Saying, oh, now you want to play shots? Mate, it's only about 30 runs to get until we win. What are you talking about? You wanted to come out, you come in with a pillow. Next time, just chuck that in the bag, I reckon. Makes you look a bit more softer. But makes you look soft holding it like that. But you weren't even bowling that in the first ball. I know Ben Stokes would have been sitting there going, Jofra, where was this in the first innings when I had you the ball? You were erratic, wayward, weren't hitting the pace. He had an F moment, so I'm going to put him in the F tier, Jofra Archer. And that's going to round out the rankings for this. Let's quickly go over it. So S tier, I've got Alex Carey, Mitchell Starc, and Joe Root. A tier, Steve Smith, Jake Weatherall, and Michael Nessa. B tier, Marnus Labuschagne, Scotty Boland, Zach Crawley, Ben Stokes, Will Jacks, and Bryden Cast. In the C tier, we got Cameron Green, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Brendan Doggett, Ollie Pope, Harry Brook, Gus Atkinson. And in the F tier, we have got Ben Duckett, Jamie Smith, and Jofra Archer. Now, I heard a rumor that Ollie Pope might be taking the gloves too. Maybe it was a great cricketer taking a little bit of the piss out of it. But Jamie Smith needs to pick up his glove work coming into the rest of the series. That is for sure. Well, there you have it, guys. That's going to wrap up this week's player rating from the second test. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did enjoy that and are watching along on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell so you're notified whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that follow button, turn the notification bells on so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it. And please, guys, remember, if you really did enjoy listening to this, it would mean the world if you guys could leave a 5-star rating, as that does help push the show out to new listeners. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.